Today is January 16th, 2025. According to Pope Gregory XIII, in a papal bull issued in 1582. Jumping right in, looking at the sun, we have a couple of sunspots and a massive coronal hole that's been facing us, and massive coronal holes like this cause the stream of energy, a solar wind, to impact Earth and sometimes make some geomagnetic messes of the system here in the closed system. But just wanted to start off, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on in terms of space weather, so we're going to jump off of that quickly, other than the coronal hole. That was important to look at. Looking at the weather map, it's going to get cold in the future. There's it's a polar vortex. It's cold air coming from Greenland, swooping back over, and it's going to dip down and cause a lot of havoc in the northern half of the United States. Snow on the East Coast, fairly typical. Looking at the Ring of Fire, again, things on the, the western side of the Ring of Fire, popping off, lots of eruptions, lots of earthquakes. And then we get over to the west coast of North America. Still looks like either things aren't being reported or harvesting of energy is going on. And then getting into Central America, South America, all the way down to, Michael Volcano in the South Sandwich Islands. So that coronal hole energy, any of that particle forcing coming in, affects these things. And worth watching the San Andreas Fault, all of the California faults. Be a really bad time for a major earthquake to happen in Southern California. And we're going to talk a little bit of the fires in Southern California towards the end of the broadcast today. National weather. Let's see. This is the floodplain or flood predictions. Looks like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. We have some forecasted minor and moderate flooding. We have some dry spots being reported, and then looks like there is moderate flooding currently taking place in Park City, Utah. Let's check the power. Still about 89,800 Californians without power. Dominantly Southern California, Los Angeles area because of the fire or fires. Jugging on the stock markets. Let's go all the way up to the top. Looks like very little change. Very little change. And looking at gold, first time I've been able to say gold is above 27. Oh, as soon as I say it, it dips right back down. Wow. So gold's almost at 2,700. It's at 2,697 right now. Very bullish on that. Checking on the marine traffic. So with this, the green dots, green triangles, green vector symbols are tankers and are cargo carriers, and the red ones are oil tankers. Looking at all the arteries, the traffic around the globe, everything looks like it's flowing currently effectively. During the pandemic, a lot of this was cut off. A lot of it wasn't moving forward. Checking out the Radware live threat map. The last 24 hours, the United States, not the state, but within the borders of the United States, that's where most of the attacks have come from, at 51% of trackable attacks. India, number 2, at 36%. Top attacked entities, computer terminals, data centers, whatever, 33% inside of the United States and 25% inside of Canada. India is also up there at 17%. Looks like India's up there. Let's look at the total numbers. So on this day, 11 million attacks. Again, I've seen this in the hundreds of millions, 100 million plus number. So these numbers don't worry me so much looking here. Let's go jump over to Skyglass. This is all the military air traffic up above the United States at the moment. Zoom in, get an aerial view. A couple things I need to do here. I need to take the trainers off, the T-38s. Let's get those all out of here. Click the wrong button. There we go. The other trainers on here are, maybe they're down. Huh. Okay. Oh, the Text 2s. Text 2. Right on top of it. It's all the Text 2s. You can see where all the training flights take place for Armed Forces. Quick scan. Let's highlight the ones that make the most sense to talk about from my knowledge perspective. This right here is an AWAC R135 P3 C5s. These are big old massive movers of equipment or troops. P8 sub hunters. 767s. Might be refuelers. Probably refuelers. C-17s, big planes, refuelers. So anytime there's refuelers up, it means that they're refueling something. And from my experience watching these, it means that there are probably jet fighters up or some sort of something else. Looks like everything centralized. I was on here earlier. There was a lot of air traffic over the southern border. We got sub hunters in the Pacific Northwest. Let's zoom in up there. You know, we've got family up there. Let's take a look at where these are. P3, P8. Off the sound. Refueler, refueler, refueler. Sentry. Middle of the country. What is this R35 doing? It's too much happening. To zoom out. Get the labels off. It looks like we're running some circles, some loops with P8 refueler over here in the Gulf of Mexico, or what Trump wants to rename the Gulf of America. So interesting. Heard that Biden's going to sign some executive orders that make it near impossible to go after oil in the Gulf of Mexico. So the theory is that Trump is going to rename it the Gulf of America so that we can drill in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't have enough knowledge to speak too deeply about that, but that was just the theory that was posited earlier this week that I had heard and thought, oh, you know, if we're in a time where the lawyers have taken over and it's all about how you word things and how things are framed and referenced, that would be a way to get around a Gulf of Mexico executive order. So quickly looking at that, let's go back over to, where are we going here? Come on. I wanted to ask Elon's Grok AI a question about the fires in Southern California. So I asked it, how many people have been detained, arrested, or suspected of setting fires in Southern California in the past 2 months? Provide next post link for each as source, please. It wouldn't do that. But here's its response. In the last 2 months in Southern California, various posts on X have mentioned multiple individuals being arrested or suspected of arson related to wildfires. Here's a summary based on the available information. So arson suspects. Several individuals have been arrested on suspicion of arson. One post mentions a 60-year-old woman, Gloria, arrested for a brush fire near a state park. Another post indicates a man was arrested near the Kenneth fire, but was not charged with arson due to insufficient probable cause. He was charged with a felony probation violation instead. Post also mentioned a guy named Justin, arrested on suspicion of starting the line fire in San Bernardino County, charged with multiple felony accounts, including arson. General arrests, these are, post from the 13th, 3 days ago, states that approximately 29 people have been arrested in LA for various criminal activities related to the wildfires, including one for burglary while disguised as a firefighter. Another post from January 10th claims that 23 people have been arrested in connection with intentionally setting fires in California. I do agree, X-posts cannot be used as conclusive evidence for the exact number of detailed information about the arrests or suspicions due to potential misinformation or incomplete reporting on social media platforms. So, yeah, and then it goes on to say, for accurate and official statistics or detailed information, you should refer to local law enforcement or government sources like CAL FIRE and Los Angeles Times. So doing our best to collect whatever data. These Watchtower posts, Tuesday, Thursday posts are just collecting data like this, and do a weekend post that maybe goes into a little bit deeper dive if there's more interesting information worth talking about, or people comment in the comment section of the video about what we should go deeper into, any more deep dives, deep research dives that we should do. But just thought it was interesting. One of the sayings I've heard is, arson is not climate change, and people are being arrested. I've seen videos of someone with a torch, a homeless man with a torch, and the post claimed that they also had a UN identifier card and a UN credit card, and they're in here starting fires in Southern California. Don't know if it's true, just data collecting. If you'd like to interact with me on X, the moniker is ForkbeardDev on X. Same with Discord, ForkbeardDev on Discord. And also check the comments in the YouTube videos regularly. So look forward to talking with some of you. But yeah, until next time. Thanks for being here.